How are you guys? Mrs. Z here. See the house back there and the barn and the shed? We, as you can see, are in the north pasture, just north of our house. And we are going to build a fence around this pasture so we can turn our cows out on grass. They've been eating hay all winter, starting to get some spring grass coming up, and we are excited about that. We're kind of ready for winter to be over. But there's no fence out here, and we do not want them getting out, so we're going to build a fence today. If you're not familiar with the farm, you may not realize that it's very expensive to build fences. So we tend to build a lot of electric fences to keep our cows and our goats in because it's the cheapest way you can build a fence. Not only is it the cheapest way to build a fence, it's probably the fastest way too. Just a little FYI, you see all those beautiful purple flowers that are coming up in our Bermuda patch this spring? Do you think we planted those there? No, we did not. I hate to break your bubble, but that is not something we want in our pastures. That is a weed. It grows quite nicely all by itself without being planted. I've been told by my son-in-law Jared that that is called henbit. So as pretty as that is, it's a weed. There goes our supply wagon. Sarah is the driver and Jared's the passenger. And John's ready to hop off the back. They're carrying the fencing supplies. Okay. I think the first step in this process is to drive in the T-posts for the corner posts. We've already put one at the other end. Then you put a brace post to hold it steady over time.
Where we were, and you can pick up the camera.
Those are T-posts. You get those at the farm supply store. Okay, we've got our two brace posts holding that straight T-post up. And now we're going to run some wire. When you're doing an electric fence, when you're building an electric fence, you always have to put an insulator, these plastic insulators, between the wire and the post, because if you don't, it's gonna short out on this metal post. So wrap the wire around that insulator, keeping it off this post with this insulator, and we're gonna run it down this pasture all the way down to that other T-post that we just drove in. So now we're running our wire all the way down to that other T-post.
Pull it out at the end.
Have you ever had it come back and hit your hand?
What does that mean?
It's back and forth on
You just pay attention to it.
That's the hard part. I'm not good at paying attention. Got that wire run. Now we're just doing a little stretching before we attach it to the end post here. Here comes the supply wagon. Yeah! You're in gator country there.
It is 3 foot high.
There you go. Now we're putting that extra brace post on that T-post on our corner.
Well, but that's what they're doing is filling in the hole.
And make 40 more holes.
Not as deep as the muskrat holes, though.
Okay.
I bet you it works. Not that they wouldn't tear it up and you wouldn't have to harrow it afterwards or cultivate it.
Get it wired on good.
Sound like an old man.
Probably aren't any anymore.
And now we're going to attach the wire, being sure to put it around that insulator before we attach it to the metal posts. wires are what the electricity
Where you want
goes
it?
through.
What do you mean, heights?
Yeah.
And when the
it's
animal touches it, pops them, and they stay away from it because they don't like that pop.
Jared's just relieved she's not beating him whenever she's
There you go. There's that insulator.
Watch a deer come along tonight and tear it all down.
Yep. When you put up a new electric fence, the deer aren't familiar with it, and many times they knock it right over. You have to do some fixing. Now it's time to anchor that wire down with the smaller posts. And that's what Steve is doing. He's driving those small posts in, putting an insulator on it to keep the wire from touching that metal post. And that's what holds your fence up. Pretty slick, wouldn't you say? There's the next one that he already put in. There you go. You see that wire? That's our electric fence that will conduct the electricity through it. Isn't that cool?
Where's the drop?
There you go, guys. That makes that electric wire show up a whole lot better, doesn't it? Those pretty orange caution tape pieces. Hopefully the cows will see that too. Guys, we have finished building our fence and now we're ready to plug in the electricity so it will flow through that nice shiny wire. So here we go. Can you hear it? Can you hear it popping? That tells us the fencer is working. Some fencers are powered by battery and others are powered by electricity. Well, guys, we have our fence up. Electricity is flowing through it. And now we're going to turn out a couple of John's cows. We've got Donna, and you can remember that she's going to have a baby in a couple of months. And she had a baby a year ago, and we're going to and that was Mildred. We've got Mildred and Donna in there, Mama and last year's baby. And you're going to be able to see when we turn them out how much they love this green grass after eating hay all winter long. Plus, you're going to be able to see how much Mildred has grown in a year's time. So here we go. Here comes Mildred. Easy does it, girls. And here comes, oh my, Mildred's liking that grass already. I didn't get that gate swung open very wide, so they're not sure about getting out, but that kind of slowed them down, and that's a good thing. Oh my goodness. They like that green grass, don't they? This is one of my favorite times of the year when we're able to turn the cattle back out on grass. I think they like it, don't you? Oh yeah, I think it's a hit. Enjoy, Donna. Eat hearty. And while these cows munch, I'm gonna sign off for this time and encourage you to like and subscribe so that other people can hear about Born in a Barn.